3, 2, 1.
That was inconsistent counting, but that is okay. We'll allow it, I suppose.
But it did
Sorry.
go in the right order.
I did
That's
5, 4, hit the button and realized, oh wait, this doesn't have a lag. So, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
3, 2, 1 it is. Okie dokie. So does anybody have any recollection of what happened last time?
I vaguely remember there was a fight, I think.
There was indeed. Yes. So, last time, you guys had to deal with some creepy, monstrous looking creatures that kicked everybody's asses, although not as badly as apparently the plants on the way. Um, you did see some Renethri hunters that one of them did get permadowned, but they were fighting these things as well. The orb had been captured and was being run out by the creatures. You guys uh, worked to kill the creatures along with the Renethri that were there, who could not roll for jack shit last time. Um, and Eden decided to create a gigantic spider creature, lava spider thing, to keep Paul occupied, which was kind of an interesting choice because Paul had largely one of the most productive and useful sessions that I think he may have ever had. like, like he actually got the ball. He thought about the whole thing with the magic items not being destroyed and shoved it someplace that it would be safe and all of this. Like some real good moves from Paul, who then got distracted by giant lava monster thing and thoroughly believed the entire session that he was the only one that could actually do any damage to it. Which
And he wasn't wrong.
that's
Because
that is
that's the only one that he was basically the only one who I let do damage to it. So.
Yeah. Entirely convinced
Yep.
that I was going to fight this thing solo.
Which also had the byproduct of him now being completely positive that everyone else was incompetent. Which, honestly, I was the one rolling for most of the ones that you guys aren't around very much, and they kind of looked incompetent anyway, so that's fair. After the fight, you guys went back with them to a cave system colony of Renethri that is being headed by a fellow named Imat. He is one of the chieftain members of that particular clan, and you were offered food and rest. You have not, as of yet, taken a long rest. I think that there was still some debate as to whether you were going to turn right back around and go, or I think you decided on an actual long rest, but you hadn't taken it yet. You did meet a woman who had effectively been the weak link for this particular community because she had become possessed by something related to Cochet, and had worked to get the orb into the hands of the minions, as it were. You dispelled the curse on her. It tried to sneak into Eric, but you managed to keep that from happening. Paul was convinced that he was going to torture the woman with hot tea water, but was prevented from that, and instead the woman was made sleepy time tea by Thea. It was a whole thing. I think that's where we left off. Oh, Tefan, of interest to you, you did pass that kind of collection of technological
Right.
stuff on the way out, which you probably would have just dismissed if you had stayed in a hurry, but if you are intending on taking a long rest, might be something you would wish to revisit.
Gotcha. So I
Is
guess
there
it'll
anything
be kind of
that-
dependent on what the rest of the party does then.
Yeah. Is there anything that anybody can remember of import that I neglected in that recap?
Oh, I meant to
I
rewatch
can
it.
think of.
I have a note when we were talking to the lady that took the orb. It says the last thing she remembers was something was calling to her from the vault.
Ah, yes. Yeah. So it was as if the piece itself or something else had gotten in and was actually summoning her to it, which is why she went to it to begin with.
Okay. Oh, so the orb was in the vault. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, yes. So that is where we left off. I believe Eden has the orb now.
It's still wrapped in my.
Yeah, I
cloak.
think I shoved it in the first we put it in the first we put it in the anti-magic thingy that we have.
Yes.
And then I shoved it in the bag of holding. Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So that's in your bag of holding. Is there anything you had talked about putting up your dome
Yeah.
to take a rest? Is that still the plan for right now?
Mhm.
Oh, you guys also took a bath in the hot springs. Paul was able to kind of shake off a little bit more of his exhaustion from his PTSD episode. We discovered that Taffin apparently becomes silly putty and taffifies in hot water.
Yep.
I like to
Paul
think that
probably.
when Paul's in the water, like there's like this real gross film of like just oil and dirt. It just floats around.
Absolutely. It was one of the grosser baths other people had taken until it was filtered out by the spring. So, yeah, it was real nasty water. This is probably the best Paul has smelled in weeks, though.
You know,
So,
no complaints here.
yeah. So, you guys have the night. If there is anything that you wish to do or explore, anything like that, we will pick up there so you can decide what you are doing with that time.
I think for Paul, he's just eat, drink, and get a good night's sleep because he's pretty messed up.
Paul's had a messed up day, man.
Yeah.
You killed that illusion real good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Paul's not the most talkative of fellas at the best of times. He is exceptionally not a talkative fellow this afternoon.
Fair enough.
I think Eden would set up the dome and then let Paul sleep, and he would probably write a little bit and then go to sleep himself.
Good deal.
I mean, seeing that we're sort of planning to stay for a little bit, I'd probably go investigate the pile of tech stuff, whatever, that caught my eye, and see where that leads before getting some rest myself, because definitely I was running a lot, never got caught up with you guys.
Oh,
That's true. I forgot.
if Eden actually sees you like deciding you're gonna go, he will tell you like, please, please come and get us. If you need anything at all, please.
I don't plan to be long.
Just, I am a little concerned with these attacks. That there could be more, but please let us. I have to remain with the dome to keep it up, but please.
Of course.
So by the suits that you'd seen, there's kind of a little collection of different machines that look like they might have been designed for specific purposes, things to that effect. But there are 3 like full articulated bodies of steel that are in different kinds of conditions, or metal, not necessarily steel. And in this kind of scrap heap, there is a shorter fellow, excuse me, who seems to be looking at one with like some of those bizarre glasses that have like 52,000 different lenses that
Of
you
course.
adjust the magnification
Right.
with, and is sort of tinkering at the joints of one, seeing how well it articulates. Yeah, that kind of thing. Exactly. You nerd.
I mean, hey, it was
His
sitting here because I was
dungeon
using it
master
earlier.
But he sits there and is kind of messing with the hand articulations and whatnot, and one is kind of off to itself in the corner. He looks
Now,
up as you
now
approach.
I've been working on mech suits recently.
Yes.
Is that what these are? Are these suits, or are they? Is it something different?
Kind of hard to tell without further examination,
Ah,
but
okay.
you can roll me an investigation and see.
Okay. Trying to think if there's something else that I could make a case for.
Were the
Um,
people, the Gith Yankee that were, the Renethri, were they technologically advanced like people, or were they? Because I was getting vibes of like a
tribal
tribal.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Your
Uh,
vibes
Like,
are accurate. Like this fellow seems to be examining it, but and like they aren't completely void of technology, but this is beyond anything that you see in this space. And it also kind of looks like it's been wrecked for a minute. Like this looks like scraps collected, not things invented.
okay. So instead of just straight investigation, then given it's technologically based, um, could I make the case for either smithing or tinkering?
I mean, you could tinker. Um there is somebody currently tinkering with things, so you might, I mean, just walking up to it and tinkering with it without any kind of uh
Okay.
preface might be odd.
Okay. So I'll just do the investigation then. That's fine.
I mean, it didn't say you
Um,
couldn't. You
uh,
might just want to warn a
get out of
fool.
my
let
way.
see if there's something. No, because
Excuse
there's
me, this is mine now.
Here. Let me take
okay.
that off your hands.
I am because I always forget that I have it. I am going to use my flash of genius, so I will have a +4 in addition to my investigation. So this will be a +8 total. I forget that I have that, and I can give it to other people too.
Awesome.
Okay, so that will be a 16.
All right. Um, very similar to mech suits, and at least one of them, there are three, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not totally sure about the one that he's working on because he's kind of in the way.
Okay.
The one next to that does kind of look more mech suit-ish.
Okay.
Um, built for something small. But there is something there. It looks old though. It looks real old. And then the other piece that also kind of looks fairly old. I mean, some of the technology is similar to a mech suit, but where's the part that you get into? Like that doesn't seem. That seems more like the automata that you met um when you were in the general vicinity of the Emerald City.
Huh.
So one of these things is not like the other.
And one I can't see because he's blocking the view.
Yeah.
Um, is there any way that I can get a look at what he's working on?
I don't know. Keith, is there? Uh, you can roll me a perception to see or investigation to see what you can see, or you if Teffin would ask, Teffin can ask. Teffin likes talking as much as Keith does.
Exactly. um,
Paul just get out of the way.
you said
That's why we
he's kind of a shorter fellow.
Yeah, for a Renethri, he's a little shorter.
Okay. Well, I'm still kind of doing my dwarfy thing, so um, I I might
Dwarfy.
yeah. I think I might actually. I think the first thing I would do would be to sort of shift my body into more of a Renethri form, like a typical Renethri, so a little bit taller than him, to see if I could maybe see over his shoulder or around him first.
That's awesome. Well, that does not go unnoticed. He fully freezes and is incredibly concerned looking as he kind of glances over his shoulder. You can tell he is attempting to play this off like he doesn't know. He's attempting very badly.
Right.
It is not deceptive.
You seem very interested in that device there. Well, what is it? What are you looking at?
Well, I am trying to understand how this functions so that I can understand better how that functions. It is the closest thing I have. Why do you look like that now?
Why do I look like what now?
Are you he, like scooches back and like looks really kind of scared. Do you work for the thing that possessed I don't remember her name. No, Anas?
No. No, I do not work for Cochet. I am actively seeking his downfall, in fact.
You change forms. Why do you change forms?
Just a trick of my people's biology.
Your people's biology change shape?
Yes. We are quite flexible in how we can appear to others.
He looks at the mech suit, looks back at you. I believe I am now studying the wrong thing.
I will.
I do not understand.
So as he's watching me, I will sort of go back to the stature that I had. So sort of more dwarven stature, but I will take on some of the mechanical sort of features. As I say, it is quite simple for my people and I.
So are you one of them? He points at the mech suits.
Oh no, no. I am purely biological. These are, well, I won't say purely mechanical because that one, and I'm going to point to the mech suit, that one is purely mechanical. I'm not sure about the others yet.
They are different,
Oh, yes.
rather substantially. This one is for something very small.
Yes, I've had some experience with that recently. I built a set of mechanical suits myself for something quite small.
You made this then?
Oh no, not these. Separate separate work.
Roll me a perception check.
That will be an unnatural 20.
Now that you mention it, that work doesn't look so different from your designs. This is not one of your original suits, but it is your design, and you did give them the blueprints.
True.
Spread fast.
Although now that you mention it, it looks like it may be a derivation of my designs. Fascinating.
This was your making then.
Oh no, no, no. I did not build this particular mech suit. No.
I am deeply confused right now.
I am as well. It is quite interesting. Quite interesting, some of the changes that have been made. I would love to study this one more, and perhaps help you with that one.
I could benefit from the help. I am unsure the power source for this one, but it is attempting to reconfigure. Something within it keeps shifting, and I fear if I disassemble it, that it will harm the integrity of what is remaining. Is that the right way to say that? I believe.
Sounds close enough, yes. May I?
You may try.
All right, so I will step up to. So I guess the last one in the line, the one that he's been sort of saving for last, studying other stuff first. I will step up to that one and see what I can figure out about it.
All right. Now I will accept your tinker whatever. Like,
All right, so I am definitely,
engineering.
I'm going to use my tinkering, and I'm going to give myself another flash of genius. So I will have a plus 11 on this roll.
So if you roll a 12, we know it kind of went to hell.
So that is a 15 on the die plus 11, so 26.
Okay.
You build a Gundam.
No, I've already done that. Already done that.
You lift the chest panel, and underneath it you see a few different connections that could be made, and it looks like from the fingertips of the creature itself, or the automaton itself, it looks like there's been burns, and they match what you see inside the chest, almost as if it has tried to do some wiring for itself. As you get closer, it does spin and spark a bit, and you can see a light shine behind the eyes for just a moment. And as you approach that and reconnect a couple of different wires, you hear a larger whirring sound. The chest cavity begins to glow as a motor starts spinning within it. You're not 100% sure what is fueling the motor. It doesn't seem consistent with like magical fuels or combustion or anything to that effect. But there's a shake to the frame, and the head kind of jerks over towards you. And you hear this voice say, Doctor. Where are we?
Be easy, friend. I'm no doctor.
What? Oh, it kind of settles, and the whirring stops.
Well, that was a good start, but clearly we have some work to do. I have I have many more tools at my disposal. I didn't bring my wagon. I have many more tools at my disposal in my mobile workshop. Would it be okay if I took this being, device, whatever we want to call it, to my workshop? It seems more an entity than a creation, although that's sort of a fine distinction at this point.
I would have to clear that with Imat, but if Chief Imat says you may, I believe it is beyond what I can do here.
It may very well be beyond what I can do as well, but I do have access to a greater set of tools that may prove helpful.
I will ask then, and we will find out.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure it will take a moment for that question to be resolved. I'm staying, and I'm going to kind of point over to where Eden has the dome set up. I'm staying with my friends over there in that structure. Please do come find me when you have an answer. This is an intriguing mystery that I would very much like to get to the bottom of.
I would be curious as well. I will discuss it, and we will receive our verdict.
Tefan, by the way.
Zatul.
Well met, Zatul.
Shake your hand and stand to kind of dust himself off. He has the look of someone who is just beginning a journey of guerrilla engineering. But the brain is sharp. It's just a very different set of skills than what they usually practice, and so anything that comes through the anomaly that happens to deposit tech, he takes it apart and rebuilds it.
All right. Yep.
It's a Cyberman.
Kinda. This is the origin story of the Cybermen. Exterminate. Yep. It's all Keith's fault. Give the mice a mech suit.
You know,
problem. Yep.
I would also, before I go, in fact, may I investigate, and I'm going to point to the mech suit a little as well. There are some fascinating changes to my original design I would love to document. May I?
Yes.
So I will grab that one up, sling it over my shoulder, and head back towards the dome.
He kind of scratches his head. That may have been unwise. So, a few minutes later, in comes Tefan with a mech suit thrown over his shoulder.
Hold on. Oh wait, never mind. Okay. I was gonna say that the other thing might not come through with him because it's a creature.
This is not a creature. This is a piece of technology.
Yeah. I was clarifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I will probably spend
saw you just throw that across the room. Good job.
You saw nothing. That's a 9. So probably spend more time than I should investigating this.
We'll have some exhaustion for you, my friend. Okay.
And I don't get a long rest.
Nope.
Which means I am down
So-
to 2 first level spells.
Oh, jeez.
Fun.
Good thing we definitely won't need those in the morning.
Yeah,
Of course
sure.
not.
Right?
Of course not.
Back to the plants.
Yep.
What is Ren doing?
Ren has been kind of in and out speaking to some of the people in the colony. Right now, he's probably quietly sitting next to Eric, just kind of talking a little bit before Eric turns in for the night.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to do there?
Just was curious more than anything.
Fair enough. As you guys settle in for the night, Thea, is there anything that anything specific that you had that you wanted to get into?
Just journaling, drawing
Oh.
some nightmare creatures and flaming spiders.
Nice.
So while you're doing that, Eden's also like writing in a journal next to you. He's just like laying on his stomach, his feet kicked up behind him, writing.
Is this Tassila?
Hmm.
Okay. uh, so as he like teenage girl poses with his diary, Eric will come over to you, Thea, and sort of prop next to you, and you kind of hear an ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Has he told you how he decides who gets what dreams?
No. I wish I knew. It would be fun to like send them to certain people. But I just write them down.
Have you tried?
No, I haven't really tried to send a dream to someone. I can change it. If somebody's having a nightmare, I can change it a little bit. That's about all I can do so far.
I have a test, a theory. I theorize that you might have the ability to specify some dreams if you wished. Like you generally design for the greater pool. But I suppose the only way to know if you can send them to someone would be if you tried. So maybe when you're done with your workload, the normal workload for the night, maybe try to design one for someone and see if you can send it to them.
It's a fun test.
I don't know if it'll work, but maybe like just write above it the recipient. It doesn't have to be anything involved, maybe little tiny butterflies or something. But
Bumblefuss.
bumblefuzzes. I'd just be curious.
What's your favorite color?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. I believe I'm fascinated by silver.
I can work with that. And I just started drawing.
I believe I'm going to get some rest. You should too. Don't stay up too late. He'll squeeze your shoulder. And go over and settle by his padre.
Deal bad.
And yeah, are you guys gonna break up into watches? Paul's probably just gonna stay unconscious most of the night unless somebody wakes him up.
Baby pose, drooling out of his mouth with his ass in the air, sleeping. Not having good dreams, but he is so exhausted he is asleep.
That does make sense.
I mean, I'm distracted.
Eden probably just tried to make himself as comfortable as possible, like as many pillows as he had stuffed in the bag of holding, just like. If he has to rough it.
He's gonna rough it classily. Okay. If nobody else brings up the idea of watches, Ren will probably sleep through the first little chunk, realizing that some of you are still up, and he will set himself a little, I don't know, ascending stone alarm or something. He'll have Eric wake him up before he
I'm
goes
setting
to
a
sleep.
alarm around the hut.
Good idea.
So before I go to bed, I'll set an alarm just like around the perimeter. It may not. I don't remember exactly how far that spell goes. It may not cover the whole perimeter, but
It probably does.
Spell. Alarm.
oh, it's no larger than a 20-foot cube.
How big is your hut?
Uh, 10 foot?
10 foot?
Yeah.
So you should be good.
Okay. Alarm.
Alarm it is. Good deal. All
I
right.
suspect nobody's getting in because they can't enter magically, and only certain people can come in, and So I don't think Eden even thinks about it.
Fair enough. Although I suppose she would know if there's somebody who's like sneaking around it as well.
Yeah, I'll know
So-
if anybody tries to get in.
Yeah. So a couple hours in, the alarm does trip when Satul comes in and knocks on the outside of the.
Does everybody hear the alarm or just you?
No, it's just me.
Okay.
Tevin, your friend is here.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. What?
You have Imat's permission to take the other if you wish, on the condition that Mr. Sanji stay in good communication.
Of course, yes. I will stay within. I will stay within contact of Mr. Asanji.
Very well then. Is that not going to slow your progress tomorrow?
I.
Dragging this thing by the foot.
I may have to speak with one of my party members and see about placing it in something that will make it easier to carry.
Ah, I see. Have you discovered anything about the other?
Well, there are some very fascinating updates that they've done, things that I wouldn't have thought of myself. I am a little concerned with this compartment here. It seems to hold projectile devices, but not just simple rocks to be thrown. They seem to be driving themselves in some manner that I haven't yet understood.
Oh dear. Interesting.
Yes, they're propelling themselves forward.
Or did propel themselves
Or
forward,
did, yes. I will have to put some thought to that.
Excellent. Alrighty. So that business done. You guys bed down for the night.
I was going to say, if everybody else is kind of staying up and then eventually falling asleep, when Paul does wake up in the morning and he sees this thing there with all the funny, cool looking stuff and gadgets, I pull out my tinker tools and go and take a look at this sucker too.
Awesome. So, Teffin, did you fall asleep in the wee hours of the morning?
Let's
find out.
see if my constitution was up to the challenge.
I hadn't even considered what would happen if Paul tinkers with this.
So that is an unnatural 20. So no, I didn't.
Okay, so Teffin is still hanging out there in front of it. Do you go just check it out anyway?
Yeah, like, what the heck is this thing?
Fabulous.
So which one? So there's two. Well, no, there's only the one device. So, oh, hi, Paul. This looks like a. It looks like someone has been making additions, creative ones, to my design for the mech suits for the mouse people.
The mouse people. I don't understand like most of what you just said. This is something the mouse people made.
It would appear so, yes. Using the, it's a derivation of the designs that I left them.
What's a derivation?
A version, a copy with changes.
Oh, okay. What's this thing do? And I pull out my tinker tools. And
I have no idea.
So I'm gonna see what this thing does.
Oh my!
Rolling.
Yep, roll some tinker.
That is a 19.
Not too shabby. Do you have any pluses to go with that, or is that with everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So not too shabby. You can tell for sure, like, this is his old design, and it has seen some improvements. There are some things to make it more mobile and dexterous. It does seem to have, like, propulsion. Now, I'm not sure that Paul would know that word, but it's almost like if it jumped, it could, like, rocket itself farther. And it does look like in the fist segment there are small spaces for projectile weapons.
Can I get one of the projectiles? Is there still? Do I like notice like there's any fuel or anything in it that could make it go? Like make it go?
It looks. So this is a thing that you would notice too, and with Teffin being so single-minded, attached to what he's looking at, he's not brought it up, but this thing looks old, like really old. So in the area where there might have been fuel once, it looks quite corroded. It doesn't look like the fuel vessel is viable anymore.
Okay. So I point that out and I say, I don't think this thing's any good anymore.
That's perhaps a good thing. Perhaps not.
You gonna try to fix it?
I was more interested in cataloging the changes that they had made.
So you're not gonna fix it?
I didn't say that.
Well, if you need help fixing it, let me know.
Okay.
And then I walk away. Go find some food.
And Teffin, Like, Paul was extremely adept in handling the little bits and pieces that he was handling.
Hang on.
Suddenly it dawns on you, maybe Paul isn't a complete idiot. Maybe he's just a mostly idiot.
Hold on. What? I must need something. Oh,
Sleep?
I must need some calf to start my day, because there is no way that just happened. I clearly just hallucinated that. I'm sorry. Is there something strong, some sort of strong pick me up drink? And then I'm gonna start going around. I'm gonna go try and find something. The coffee equivalent at this point.
Ren is like raspy laughing at you in the corner and ends up leaving to go and make sure that some very strong tea is collected for everyone. Um,
Jay, can I ask
yeah.
you out of game real quick? I mean, it's
Yeah.
about the game. Paul's intelligence obviously is very like specific to very certain things.
Yes.
So his tinker tools and understanding that stuff, like due to his background, would Paul put it together that the fire breath liquor that he has might just be potent and powerful enough for use as fuel for this mechanism?
Oh.
Okay, so
Jason Baldwin is thinking the fire breath liquor may be enough to be fuel, even if it's just like a temporary thing.
you
But I don't
have
know.
two things going for you. You have the fact that Paul is very well educated in the tinkering department as far as that very specific brand of engineering. And Paul is also a marvelously drunk person. So
Yeah.
he's reasonably well educated in liquor and how liquor operates. So I'm going to say I will let you roll for that. And if you can manage, okay, what's your wisdom and intelligence are both the
They're
same, right?
garbage. Yeah,
They're-
yeah. Like, yeah. I'm not intelligent or wise in any way, shape, or form.
Go ahead and give me a tinker check to see, and if you can manage above a 15, you put that together. Cuz like they're both things you would know.
Uh, 13.
Oh, so close. Like Paul looks at the booze and there's this little spark that happens in the back of his brain where an idea just flowers for a moment. And then upon the mention of food and the aroma wafting in somehow through the dome, that
Yes.
idea just wilts,
Okay.
replaced instantaneously by hunger. Now that doesn't mean he might not have that thought later. We'll see. But
I will definitely be going back to mess with this thing. It's interesting to him, so.
I love the idea, and it does make sense that with his specific expertises in life, that will be something that he has the option to put together when he messes with it. So yeah, okay. Yep. Thea, what dream did you attempt to send?
I am going to draw out those like really ornate silver serving platters and tea sets and everything, and I'm just gonna draw them just dancing and floating around. And in my little grimoire, I'll put to Eric, and
Aw.
and I will wish it and hope it, and then I'll close my grimoire and I'll go to sleep.
All right.
Some random dude named Eric.
Right.
I don't know.
Roll me. Yours is a charisma, right? Like your
Yes.
charisma's okay. Go ahead and roll me a. Oh, what am I thinking? Let's try persuasion. Is that you have proficiency in that?
Not in persuasion. I have proficiency in deception. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's not really deception. I feel like it probably, at least for right now, feels like it needs to be more of a persuasion check. So let's try it out. Let's see what happens. And he's gonna have a perception check.
Grab a D4 and do some guidance as well, see if I can find them where they are. Oh,
You got a +4 though,
I got +5.
and then roll 1.
Yeah, so 13.
Actually, yeah, that'll do. He rolled a pretty decently high perception, and yours was at least like a little bit towards that top there. So, it's a vague, hazy thing, but he manages to catch that. And when he wakes up, he smiles over. Plates, platters.
Ladders.
Ah,
Teapots?
teapots, fuzzy, but teapots. They looked a little unpolished.
Thank you
Well
for your
done.
participation.
Very well done.
Thank you.
All right. So
I need to mess with people's dreams. I'm gonna inception somebody.
ah!
No. Ooh.
Inception D&D.
Start messing with Coach Shay, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've
So what are
introduced
these,
some of your ideas.
What do these folks eat for breakfast?
It is largely vegetarian cuisine. There are a few meat items that have been hunted, but there are kind of grain cereals that are sweetened with honey and have fruit in them, and there are strips of something that is akin to bacon, but it's gamier.
Tofu.
It is actually meat, but it's certainly gamier than pig. Like maybe wild boar, maybe something that is fattier than deer, but still not as fatty as a pig would be. And it's definitely like it's seasoned well. And there are a variety of different juices, a salad made of edible flowers and fruit, some things like that, available kind of in the kind of communal living space. They've made sure to make preparations for you all, knowing that you would need some food before you went along your way.
Sure.
Tevin, take a level of exhaustion for me.
Yep.
And Eden, there's a weird mech suit in the corner.
No. If it's not moving, I don't care.
Unsurprised.
Yeah, Aiden will get up in the morning. He'll before he eats or anything, he'll place. He just does his like daily practice, his ritual stuff. Make sure he cleans his bells and things, and then he'll join everybody to eat. I might have lost Eden's spell list.
Oh no! Well, if you end up not being able to find it, I suppose now's a good time to make any changes you might want to make. Because I don't remember what his spells were other than the illusion spells.
Yeah.
I knew that there were some healing things in there too, but
Well,
those
No,
are the ones.
he doesn't take healing spells.
Oh, I thought that he's used them before.
That's from his sword from
Oh, that's right.
Death.
That's right. All right.
Once the group kind of gets together, Paul's going to look around and be like, "All right, what are we doing?
That is a great question.
Are we headed back? Can we go back to the place that has the good food?
Vegetables?
I mean, the fruit's okay, but they don't have a lot of meat."
I'm gonna pop open my shoulder thing and start playing loudly to hopefully cover some of the the sound of him insulting the cooking.
You see. They still hear. There are a couple of people like serving that bristle a little, but Ren speaks to them in Renethri, and you see them look at Paul kind of like with this oh, as if they've just been told that he's touched in the head. Um, and then they kind of look at him piteously. And like Bren just smiles and nods, like which
Do they have
is
any
funny.
like breakfast, like beer or anything like that, or like what's the like? Is there alcohol available in the morning?
Are you in college? Breakfast beer?
So they wouldn't necessarily have like alcohol. What you end up with is slightly fermented juices that have different teas and herbs in them. So it would be more in the lines of kombucha.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it might have a little punchiness to it. Like he's over there messing with his tech. It's got a little bit of punch to it,
Okay.
but I don't think that he's gonna feel any buzz.
Sure. So it's just like so to Paul, it kind of tastes like juice that's gone off a little bit.
Probably.
So yeah, Paul takes a sip of the juice and goes, "This juice has gone bad." He puts it down. Careful, the juice is bad.
Thank you, Paul.
Hold on. I open up my bag and I pull out my last bottle of liquor that's not the fire breath. It's the one of the, I think it says the blue bottle. Something.
Oh, it's a blue bottle. Let me see if I have that. I think that's in my Google Docs notes.
Oh, good, I found it. Oh, good, I found my spell list.
I am glad.
It's hours of work.
Okay.
I would have been so sad for you if you lost it.
I mean, I know most of them, and it's not like I had a huge spell list, so it wouldn't have been too bad, but...
Oh.
I'm level 8, right?
Yes, I think.
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
That's what I have.
Yep, 8th level.
Okay. So, this one is referred to as brain freeze, or the effect is referred to as brain freeze. When consumed, oh no, you will take a -2 to intelligence and charisma ability checks for the next 4 hours. You were already so high with those. You do, however, get a chance to make a DC 15 wisdom save every hour to snap out of it earlier.
Yeah, we're just not even going to waste our time with that.
He's not gonna try. It's fine. This is fine. So yeah, you're already magnificent low charisma and intelligence are even lower.
Yeah, that puts me at let's see, my charisma is, where is charisma? Oh, there it is. I don't know why I missed it. Yeah, so I'm at a negative for both of those.
Yup. Yeah, you are.
You're
That's amazing.
Well, I'm drinking from this bottle.
No, I'm drinking from this bottle.
You see Ren kind of when you spit take the kombucha, he just kind of he'll lean over to Eden. They spend years cultivating the herbs for that.
And he's spent years destroying his taste buds.
I have no doubt. He seems more amused at it than anything. The people do bristle a little bit at that, but then they kind of remember they've been told Paul's different, and just kind of let it ride. Like, okay, it's just another couple hours. This is fine. This is fine. The rest of you are kind of doted on to a degree for having saved their friends
And as I recall, none of the Renethri really realized what was going on with the illusion either. So, I mean, Paul should probably get credit for that, right? Because he killed the giant
actually, yes,
spider monster.
this is true. They didn't actually know that wasn't a real thing. So yeah,
But he's a hero.
yeah, he's a hero. So the rudeness, since they know that it is not intentional, and he did save a lot of lives from a giant lava spider, like you gotta treat the hero well. So everybody is kind of being doted on. As the meal begins to kind of wind down, Zatul will come over and inform you that before you take the other suit, Imat wants to make sure that he has an agreement with you personally instead of just going through them. So,
of course, that makes perfect sense. I'll be right back, and I will tell him to lead the way.
he will do so. He will bring you back to the little cove of tech stuff that has found its way here over the years. Imat is waiting for you already, kind of standing, examining the thing himself. Ah, Mr. Teffin it was.
Indeed it was.
So, I believe that this is something that Mr. Asanji would have expertise about if you find yourself in need. It is very advanced. I have seen him do articulation like this before for Anthony, the tiefling. But he also has experience with wakened items.
Do you believe
this
this
is
to be?
wakened-
Do you believe this to be one of those?
With what Satul has said, I am no expert, but at least it would be akin. Something with some awareness exists within. I believe that would be considered wakened, but I know that he would know better than I. Because this is something I have not seen before and wish to keep safe, I do request that you update me well and that Mr. Asanji keep in touch with me as to its status.
Of course, I will share all of my notes with Asanji and will insist that he keep you updated.
Do you take the other one as well?
I believe I have learned what I can from it. There were some very interesting and admittedly some somewhat troubling derivations to my original design.
Interesting. Something we should worry about?
Something you should be aware of. There are self-propelled projectiles. Or at least the place for some. It's also oddly, now that I think about it, oddly old. Considering that I only just provided my designs not that long ago. But it's very clearly a derivation of my original design.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, huzzah!
Yeah, Doctor.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I have wondered if the anomaly warps things in that regard, or perhaps provides passage in time as well.
That would seem to require greater study.
Indeed. For now, though, we shall keep that in consideration as we further examine these things. And we will keep open communication with you, no?
Of course.
Excellent. You will be safe on your way back.
As safe as I can as safe as I can assure. It is a dangerous world, after all.
As if on cue, everybody, roll me a perception check.
Oh, me and my big mouth.
It wasn't your big mouth.
No. That will be a 10.
7.
What was
22.
his name again, by the by? Sorry.
That one was Imat. IMAT.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nothing, sorry. Sanderson nonsense.
Oh?
Have
Is
you
there...
read this one? I forget.
I have, but it's been a hot minute. Is Imat
Oh no, AT.
AT?
AT? You said that was his name?
Imat is his name.
IMAT.
I'm confused.
No, nothing. It's fine. I misheard.
This is not the droid you're looking for. Gotcha. So you got a 22, Reagan. Keith, you didn't get very. So I think you and oh, okay. So all of you have like a little bit of a moment where it almost feels like you trip for a sec. But depending on where you are, you might just think, it's a weird traveling air pocket. It happens every now and then. But Reagan, you, Eric, and Ren, along with apparently several of the Renethri, you get this like pull in the pit of your stomach that makes you feel like you're about to fall forward and then lets go. And all of you kind of look to each other. Like some of the strangers in the room that are Renethri kind of looking side to side in confusion. Huh. Well, that was unusual. Did you feel that? So you see them lock eyes and...
I don't think that's ever happened before.
What's never happened?
I just tripped a little bit. It's fine.
Eden, you're sitting down. You don't think that's a little odd?
I just lost my balance, so it's fine.
We all had like a moment of vertigo at the same time.
Oh, you do. I just
It felt more than that though, like something tugged me down for a moment.
I'm just gonna do a detect magic just to scan the area.
Oh, the whole place is just a big ball of bright glowy stuff.
Alright, fair enough.
Like nothing in this region is not magical. You don't see anything that you feel like is inherently out of place there. It's what you would expect to see. Along with like a nice little void where your anti-magic field is. Just this like a little black hole. Uh, but yeah, your magic X-ray vision yields nothing that is surprising to you in that regard.
Is there is my feral instinct kind of going off? Like, do I feel like there's a sense of danger
Ooh,
or anything?
yes.
Okay. I stand up and pull my sword out, and I'm like, some
I imagine you like a dog, like
yeah,
the
like
hairs
the
down at the
cat
back
is
of
going.
your neck go up.
Yeah, you see all the body hair on me that just goes and fluffs up.
He looks like someone stuck him in a dryer.
Yeah, I am poised for battle. I'm looking very intently, trying to see what's going on.
I stand up and draw my sword too, as I trust
Earth.
Paul's instincts.
Something's wrong.
Renethri do
I don't
the
like it.
same.
Calling an eldritch blast.
I do. I'm scanning for anything that feels weird. I don't
Paul?
like.
Did
Saul?
Imat react at all? Because otherwise,
Yes.
I'm off to my. I'm off by myself.
Yes, you actually saw Imat like almost jolt forward, and then he looks up, glances around, and then starts running towards where other people are congregated.
I guess I will be running along with him. And
I think that's heavy.
click.
Not with them.
Whir.
I'm gonna hit our communication jewelry. Be like, step in to the group now.
On my way.
I rolled a 17 for investigation just to. I don't know if that's the right. Oh no, I guess this would this be perception?
You could probably do either.
Okay,
You're
I'll
just
go
gonna
with
get
investigation at 17 because I rolled it. So
okay.
I'm just scanning to see if there's something that feels out of the ordinary or something's wrong.
So with a 17, you can tell that nothing in this area is currently a threat to you. But you can see little spaces and cracks and things like that that weren't there before. Almost as though the entire space had been compressed and then decompressed. Just briefly.
Okay.
There is not an entity here that would do you harm.
With my background experience, having spent time underground and knowing the dangerous movement of Earth, do I feel the need to get the heck out of this underground cavernous system that we're in?
It doesn't seem unstable now, but it did, which is odd, because if it felt unstable a second ago, it should still be unstable.
Okay.
And so you don't trust it, but it doesn't feel like it's going to cave in.
Okay. Something is not right, guys. There's something very wrong. This whole thing shouldn't be holding up, but it's holding up.
In your observation, you do notice Ren's eyes narrow for a moment, and his face gets angry. He stands and walks over to the rest of you. We need to leave now.
Yeah, I agree.
What about the people here?
They can come if they want, but we probably need to get out.
Is there something here? What am I missing?
There's something elsewhere that has to be dealt with. The other group let something out.
Which group?
The ones that were going to, what did I call it? The Well of Resvere.
Is Scylla with
The Old
them?
Guard. Scylla is not. Scylla is with the Sphinx.
Do I know anybody who is with them?
Would you have met? They would have been at the meeting. So Claudius and his daughter Cassia would have been at the meeting. Oh, Fern, the like Goliath woman. It was a brief encounter when you guys were planning. So you've really only been around them once, and it was pretty briefly. But this was the old guard that Ren used to run with, and still kind of does from time to time.
Do they need help? Do we need to go?
Brent, I can reach out to them. Do I need to talk to them?
They reached out to me. They are safe. But until we handle this, I don't know that anyone else is.
Great.
All right, cool. Let's do it. What is it?
Before we do that, I need to borrow some space in the bag of holding.
Fine.
Now?
I'll take out some of my pillows.
Just
You have to take out pillows for it.
I just set pillows down on the table.
and I'm going to reach over and grab, or I'm going to pick up not the mech suit, but the other one, and just sort of stuff it in head first.
Careful! Don't rip the top. It'll like shoot everything out.
Okay, so very, very gently after that, start pushing stuff in until it finally just slips in.
That could be interesting to get back out, but let's go.
Thank you.
Just so you guys are aware, don't put a built puff bar next to your computer. It melts it.
I will keep that in mind.
Carry on. Sorry. So you forfeit space and pillows to make room for the mech suit.
It's okay. I probably stole them from the White Castle anyway.
Not the mech suit. The other the droid.
Yes, your droid. You collect your droid. The hunters offer to go with you to give you extra hands on the way through.
Perhaps, do you have any way that you could help people do you have magic to help people fly? Does anyone have that? I think that would be more beneficial than guards. Just the ability to move quickly up the mountain.
Plus, you guys can't fight for shit. I'm just saying.
You see Immat, like there is definitely a bristling to Immat at this.
Listen, I am -2 charisma right now, so.
Yes, you are.
I thought Paul was abrasive to begin with.
Yep. He bristles at this, and turns to Eden, like just fully just turns his back to Paul, and turns.
Eden will also kind of turn so that Paul doesn't necessarily see his face, and he's like,
We can arrange some flight magic as well as our own abilities to fly to hasten your own passage. Going over things is generally going to be faster than through.
especially if we can go over the forested section up the mountain.
We can do this.
Thank
We
you.
will send you some of our flyers and some of our mages. Once you are out of the...
I do worry about their safety in the return there, but
Of course, chill.
If their largest encounters are the things that are in the wilds here already, we should be all right. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it will be worth it to get you to your location quickly, if I'm to judge by Rendali's expression.
I saw that. that is something I'm very familiar with.
Oh, I missed it. What?
We've been having a hard time keeping Alex in the room.
Okay.
So we're flying? What's the deal?
Imot goes and summons a handful of mages and a few kind of stout looking for Renethri. Like, they tend to be tall, kind of willowy, but these fellows are larger. Like, how many of you can fly already? How many have no flight?
I have none myself.
So two of us can help.
The
I can run really fast.
interesting. May or may not be useful in this circumstance. Ren pops his wings out, and Eric just kind of nods and says, I have flight. So the three of you guys are covered, and then Thea, you don't have your cloak with you, do you?
No.
Or you've already used it? You've got it? Okay.
Yeah. It's just I can fly. I can only do the moth at night, so I can fly.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm not very fast. But.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, last one.
I mean, I can just fly, but at night I can turn my cloak into a giant moth.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it's a lot faster, but he can only come out at night.
All right. So, let me look here. I have to actually look up the fly spell because I forget what the speed is on that. Fly. Come on. Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Flying speed of 60 feet for the duration.
Awesome.
Up to 10 minutes.
Sweet.
But it is a concentration spell.
Thankfully, as long as nothing attacks you guys, they'll be able to maintain concentration pretty well. Let's see what happens. Okay. Those of you who are flyers, what is your limitation?
30 feet per round for me.
30 feet?
20 feet.
20 feet? Okay. So, they are going to cast... Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. the mages are going to cast Fly for Teffin and for Paul. We have a flying Paul. This seems like a terrible idea.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, so many things. So many things. So we have a flying Paul now. The Renethri kind of lower the back of their robes. Most of them have fairly loose-fitted outfits up top that have like ties around them. They loosen that part and lower, and they've got these dragonfly-ish wings that fit against their skin. They unfurl those and kick off with their funky Renethri feet into the air. And they are going to take wing on either side of you to kind of almost fly in formation. Those of you who don't generally fly, this might be a little bit of an awkward thing, so I'm going to have Teffin and Paul roll me a dex save just to see how graceful this flight is and how well you're able to stay on path for the first couple of rounds. Eventually, you're going to get the hang of it. I just like the idea of Paul being a little ass over tea kettle about it.
So this is a save and not an ability check, correct?
I would allow an ability check.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Because
Don't take it then.
because right now I have exhaustion. And exhaustion means disadvantage on an ability check. So with this being a save,
Okay.
you see my point.
Yes, I do.
And I am, however,
So this
going
is a saving
to.
throw.
Dex.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
17? Okay.
I am going to use a flash of genius to give myself an additional +4. And throw my dice on the floor.
Because you're so tired.
How'd that go for you, buddy?
You know, a +4 and my +2 dex doesn't help at all when I roll a natural one.
No, it
You're just
doesn't.
supposed to think happy thoughts, Keith.
Have you met Teffin?
Lots of thoughts.
Thoughts and prayers, buddy.
Uh-huh.
So your biology does some interesting things in different circumstances. You weren't prepared for flight today. That was not one of the things on your docket.
Nope.
So as you get lifted off the ground, you kind of end up a little melty about it. And it's kind of amoeba-ish in the air as you try and figure out how to organize yourself in a way that will actually move forward.
Yep.
Instead of, being gelatinous but airborne.
Yeah.
Just trying to picture
gross.
a cube of jello flying through the air.
Kinda. So, like, that first round, half movement on your ends, Paul, I don't totally understand why, but you're swimming well. Yep. just imagining him breaststroking through the air. Like, yep, it's working for you though. So hey, knock yourself out.
Doggy paddle up to Tevin. Why don't you just transform yourself into something that flies?
It's a really great
It's
question.
not the way that it doesn't work that way.
This way working better for you? -2 charisma. I'll just pull it away.
He can't figure out feathers yet. And he's
Paul
never
is like-
seen a bat.
Paul is like Nana, the dog from Peter Pan.
Yep.
When he gets to dust.
Oh yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, after the first round, you straighten out and the fly spell works correctly. But I did just I needed to see how well that went for you.
Yeah.
Since you're usually ground bound. So yeah, that first round's a little bit wonky, but you managed to get righted and go. So it is a good ways off, but without any impediment in the sky, you're able to cover a fair amount of ground fairly quickly. Okay. And that is up to 10 minutes. Yep. 60. So Thea, you are moving slower. I guess Thea and Eden are a bit slower, so the rest of the crew kind of keeps pace with you. But one of the Renethri does cast haste on you. So you guys are actually going to get a boost after about when they realize that you are not as efficient as a flyer. They are going to give you a little bit of a boost.
Am I able to just like come up behind you and just like grab you and just like drag you along at a faster pace?
We could try, yeah. Roll me. Well, you can probably do this. Roll me a strength check.
That would be a 15.
Are you going to allow this?
Do you have a choice?
Are you going to fight this? Just like pull her by the belt and she's doing this the whole time. If you're okay with this.
I'm going to fight it a little bit at the beginning, but then I'm going to give up. And I'm going to plot the dreams that I'm going to send him tonight.
The dreams you send can't be worse than the dreams I already have.
That's fair.
No, I'm going to make you dream of like being clean and hot baths and sipping tea with your pinky out.
In a 3-piece suit.
In a 3-piece suit. And Thea's like this.
Just being pulled along. Eric giggles at you. It's an affectionate giggle. And Eric will actually offer a piece of rope to Eden. Just kind of hand out one so that he can pull Eden along a bit faster as well.
How long is the rope?
He'd probably be holding it about 10 feet to give you enough space to respond to things.
Oh, but I don't have flex. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if like Eden could do that and then not have to focus on it, he would just like tuck in his wings and lay out and play. But not an option.
I mean, all right. So you guys are able to kind of bridge that larger space. They do at some point need to recast for those of you who needed the spell. But let me roll and see. Okay. Nothing tries to shoot you out of the sky or anything like that. It is tumultuous and quite turbulent through the path of the anomaly. Once you get past that, it kind of opens up. It is a less it is a less rough day in this space. There doesn't seem to be nearly as much energy as there was last night. The rainstorm part, at least, is not currently active. There is still a lot of lightning and stuff above you guys, but it seems contained in the clouds. They set you down as they get to the mountains just to kind of reset, have everybody take a couple of minutes break.
Oof, I haven't done this much flying ever. Ow.
Eric will rub your shoulders a little bit to try to
Oh,
help
thank you.
loosen them up. So the least I could do, you were so kind as to do that for me in the hot springs. Like Ren just kind of just absorbing everything confusedly. Uh, so after a few minutes wait, they will get everybody cast again and then go up and over with the spell up. This is going to be a much easier way. So they are... That's a nat 20, you're fine. This is generally a much easier passage all the way around.
Should have done it like this the first time.
Well, if somebody knew the spell.
After we get down, I asked, "Do you want to just ride on my shoulders?"
Will I fit on your shoulders?
I mean, it would be like sitting on a really small. Like it would be like sitting on like a bicycle, like kind of.
So at the park, you know, there's like they're usually on springs or whatever, but like the little horse things.
Yeah.
It'll be like sitting on one of those at a kid's park.
Oh, 6 foot tall.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just a really strong gnome that can fly.
So you're water poloing the shortest person in the party. That's amazing. I love it. I wish that I could draw and talk at the same time because I just feel like this is necessary. At some point, I need graphic representation of this. So yeah, you guys make it to the other side of the mountains where you are able to like into the small community that's tucked in one of the valleys there. And immediately, like as soon as you set down in that space, you hear Ren speak to Billy, who is not there, and say, "We're down. Get us out now." And a portal opens in front of you where Melvin has just bestowed his presence upon you to bring you back.
Thank you, Melvin.
Because I know the last time they had the portal on the ground, so like when we jumped through it, it like the gravity situation was weird. Is that kind of the same situation we're in this time?
Yes, so it is like the portal is in the air in front of you. But you can tell from the looks of everything, because like Billy's head is sort of peeking out, like she's looking on the floor. So you will be falling up if you go straight through.
Okay. I run full speed as fast as I can, like, and then do a jump and rotate like a cannonball with my back to the portal to try to like shoot myself up so I can like land on the other side.
I'll take an acrobatics.
21.
Very nice. So you dive cannonball style back into the thing, and from everybody else's perspective in the castle, they just see this Paul butt just defy gravity into the room and then like do a double somersault out of it and kind of land. I just imagine this like very gymnastics landing, just stuck perfectly. Well done. Well done. Excellent.
Turn to the group that we're with first. Thank you very much. This was much faster.
Be well. Keep us posted on what you discover about the disturbance.
Okay.
Of course.
I'll reach my hand through the portal too to help anybody who wants a hand to get pulled Full tilt.
Okay, can I give a visual thing here?
Absolutely.
So while I'm saying thank you, I imagine Paul's hand coming through to help, but he gets a hold of like the back of my of my little capelet.
I love it.
Lady Thea?
I believe what my travel companion was.
Apparently, it's time to go. And I'll just. You know I'm bigger
Ren's
than
the
you,
best.
right?
Nobody's bigger than me.
I love that so much. You're like a min pin that thinks it's a Doberman, and it's just perfect. Like Ren says a few serious things to the others in Renethri before pulling through the portal himself. um, and yes, you are all back through. Um, the portal closes off, and Billy looks frazzled as though she's been trying to get people out of bad situations for the last several minutes. Um, so, yes, you are now back in the Palace of the Crystal Spades. You're kind of in the foyer area, the grand room, when you first enter the castle, where you have danced with Nembi and all of that good things. Um,
Somebody
and
screwed up and we have to fix it, don't we?
well,
Eden just like loses it quietly.
you're. I mean, I'm not sure that messed up is the right way that I would say it, but also you're not totally wrong. Um,
Who all is in the room?
so
Is it just
it is.
Billy? Um,
It's Billy and Callan at the moment. Yeah.
okay.
So at least like of the people it could be, it's the people that aren't going to super respond poorly to Paul right this second. The Queen is tending the people who have already come back. Um, so yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to calm down what they woke up and get the item from him, them, it's so fun story. It seems like we found one of the suns that has never been seen before.
Like,
This like the seven suns, the seven
oh right, the watch
creatures
thing.
of yeah, the watch thingy.
I'm a little unfamiliar, but I understand.
Oh, okay, so seven suns, seven really, really powerful creatures that embody ideas that are really like Melvin. Okay, Melvin is one of the sons.
Oh.
I keep Melvin. I'm Melvin's guardian. Or I guess Melvin's his own guardian, and I just try and keep other people from messing with him. But
A of a little bit.
the bag purrs at you. So, yeah, that's one of the suns. It's actually gigantic and spans most of space and time. So, yeah, we found one of the siblings, I suppose, that we've never met before. And we woke it up, and it wasn't happy about that.
So
When
do
I
we
say
have,
we, I mean the royal we, of course. I was not present.
so do we have to kill it? Are we killing it?
Oh, no. No. You're definitely not killing it. Claudius wants to now, but that's not going to happen. So more of a placate sort of a thing. that might be a better word. This is not a fight you would win. Not even a little. Oh.
We don't want to fight this thing. It is like
No.
a lovely but scared animal.
Yeah, it's a scared animal. It's
And
an animal.
definitely a fight that we would win if we had to win. But
Yeah.
but no, it's like a scared animal. We need to help it.
Oh, it's an animal? We could kill animals. Animals are easy to kill.
We like this animal.
Yeah. We want this animal on our team.
Well, I'm great with animals.
Good. That's great. She looks really concerned.
Where is it?
What was that?
Where is it?
Oh, let's see. She pulls out the compass that she borrowed from you. Oh, it's okay, hold on. It's moving. Okay. That's something we can kind of work with, I think.
It's headed right for us, isn't it?
What was that?
It's headed right for us, isn't it?
No.
Nice.
So it's in the Purple Mountains, close to the library. But give it just a minute, because it just popped 3 different places, and I'm waiting for it to settle. It's a little, it's unhappy, so it seems to be moving a lot. We gotta let it get to one place where it's not... Yeah. Theoretically, if it lands in a place where there's not a lot of people around, it'll be all right, and we'll figure this out. She pauses for just a second while she looks at the watch. Oh, wait. Okay. That makes sense. It's in the Painted Wastes, so it's actually on our strata. That's helpful. It's not, a huge dimensional leap. So yeah. We can get a portal open to Melvin. Should I send? She looks over to Ren.
Tell us what you know first. You said this. You haven't met it.
I am gonna get somebody who was there to help with that. Okay. She closes the watch, and like you hear pitter pitter to the room that has the healing spring in it. And a couple of minutes later, she comes out with this young girl, like early 20s probably, like early to mid 20s, who has her hair in small braids, kind of pulled back, tawny skin with freckles. You saw her at the planning meeting. This is Cassia, and she has like kind of a Billy-esque traditional witch hat on at the moment that looks like it had been flattened and then re-poofed. It looks like the clothes she is currently wearing have been almost like everything was stonewashed, but not on purpose. She looks a mess. She's covered in blood, but she doesn't have any more like active like wounds, and she's kind of walking tenderly still.
Wow, you look like shit.
Are you okay? Do you need healing?
We've been working on that. It's okay. It's a bit rough still, but we're getting put back together again.
What did you do?
What?
What did you guys do?
So there's a jungle above that we did not know about. It's on a landmass we didn't know existed. It had been uncharted. Turns out that's for a reason. Apparently, this creature, whose name apparently is Grem, made the space himself, specifically because he didn't want to be disturbed. And turns out that we broke and entered. It did not go well. It's
Was there any kind of
controls
a
matter?
demarcation for that?
What was that?
Was there any kind of demarcation space that you had to warning signs that he might have?
If by warning signs you mean that when we entered the area that he had created, the actual island itself, everything was inverted, it probably should have been a warning sign.
Inverted upside down and like inside out? Out?
Visually, color-wise, everything was inverted, so light was black, black was light. But also upside down. Everything felt like it was upside down. We found where we were going, and he was there inside what looked like a crystal well. But it looked like a big orb of black. Just a big, like, sphere of darkness. I've heard tale of those before, and usually the tales do not go very well.
Nate.
What's that?
Nate.
Oh, Nate. This is why we don't touch a sphere of annihilation, Nate.
Oops.
But we attempted to get our item from the room. We were able to locate it. I think that it had a collection of some kind. But it was disturbed by the sounds that we made and woke and thought that we meant it harm. And so it changed the mass of everything around us to compress us against the wall.
That's
Oof.
Yeah. Yes. It made itself incredibly small and then incredibly large and tried to suck us into the center and then shove us out against everything. And there were a lot of broken bones and burst blood vessels and dislocated everythings. We're a little sore. I was able to convince it that we didn't actually mean it harm, but it still was spooked enough that it pretty much folded the entire room into itself and then teleported. So
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
it made for a rough morning, I won't lie.
And you yourself, I'll sort of like take her hand. Do you need healing?
I
Like-
think most of the rest of this is just soreness. I think all of the wounds are healed now. There might be some exhaustion, but
He's gonna drop 2d6 healing into her. And his sword.
oh, that does help a little. Thank you.
What? Double sixes. 12.
Thank you. You're Eden, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Good to meet you. I'm sorry. You seemed absent. Actually, you were absent. You weren't there for that meeting. So never mind. I don't believe I've met you before.
I don't know, but it is a pleasure.
And You all?
I'm Teffin.
Ah, Wayland has spoken highly of you.
Thea.
Oh, very good to meet you. And Paul, right?
What? I zoned out like when she was talking.
It's probably for the best. He would probably just be like, "Oh yeah, gotta hit this thing with a sword."
That's all I can think of. Like, I don't know why she's talking all this stuff. Like, we just need to go get this thing right.
What could possibly go wrong?
Kind of, yeah.
Um, um, and Eric, correct? Oh, they already met. Never mind. Yeah, they would have met. Um, it's lovely to meet all of you. So if Billy can identify where he is settling, they are settling, um, I feel it would be good to try to placate him and uh,
Were you able to it them he
say that again. Sorry.
were you able to communicate with this creature?
Yes, I was able to speak and it understood common and it spoke back telepathically. But not in words. It did translate its own thoughts well, though. You could understand the ideas that were being transferred. Um, but it wasn't in language. It was very much more like just a very clear progression of ideas that we were able to see. Um, I could go with you. I think that it understood that I meant it no harm. Um,
Perhaps you should stay here. But, okay.
So we're not going to kill it.
No, we're gonna go make friends with it.
But it is worth noting, Paul, there have been attacks at every one of these things. There is a good likelihood that we probably have to fight.
So we have to fight it, but I can't kill it.
We don't know. I think we probably fight other things. But we don't. We want to keep this thing safe. That is the goal.
But I can kill the other thing.
If there are bad things there, yes, absolutely.
should I worry? Okay,
That's
good, because I'm worried.
Yeah, we stay in a select state of worry.
Okay. I feel like I should really go with you. I'm really concerned about this now.
All right, cool. Let's go.
If you're comfortable with coming with us again, if you and this thing were able to establish some kind of connection, it might be good to have you with us. If you are not feeling up for the trip, I totally understand.
I can hang back if I have to. I'm not sure how much good that would do, but with whatever is about to happen, something needs to be done, and I'm happy to help if I can.
Welcome to the team. All right.
All right, so we're going to go protect this thing and make it our friend.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I know what we need to do.
Okay. Okay, good. Great. Billy, has it moved again? She takes out the compass and looks. Oh, I mean, it's still hopping a little bit, but it seems to be just in one general area of the painted wastes. So there's not as likely to be a whole lot of things going on there. It is the middle of the desert. That's probably not super occupied, probably what it was going for. Also means that probably it's not going to be super happy to find a whole gaggle of people that are interested in it. So proceed with caution.
Is there some way we could speak with it before we get there? Kind of let it, like just leave. But if we could maybe just ask to speak with very brief bit.
If it doesn't want to be bothered by a lot of people, why don't we just send less people?
Also an option.
I'll go. I mean, if it needs protecting, I think clearly I'm the best choice.
I think a small team would stand a better chance of protecting it.
Paul, I'm just saying.
Just really enjoying that little noise that Steven just made. That's amazing. So we can try to reach out to it. The Queen especially has really keen telekinetic telepathic powers that might be able to, if we can zero it in on her, we might be able to communicate with it first. There is the option of trying to have Melvin communicate with it, but I don't know. What was that?
I was actually just thinking it.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but it could try.
I'll turn to Melvin. Melvin, Grim, do you know? Are you in contact at all?
It kind of.
Okay, Billy.
So, in Melvinese, that would translate to yes, they do know each other. They are siblings. They are connected.
Okay. Are you on terms? Do you think that you could maybe just ask if it would be all right if we pay a very brief visit?
She kind of looks at him. Okay, so they do communicate. Graham has a less than flattering view of the things that Melvin chooses to do in interacting with us.
I see.
They are not on bad terms. They're not on the best terms.
So perhaps best don't ask first.
I mean, I would still probably, if it were me, prefer warning over not warning.
I would too. Melvin, what things does this Graham like? Is there something we could bring to him to butter him up as it?
So you get this interesting sensation. Well, actually, this would be probably something with you and Paul, since you're speaking directly to it, and Paul understands animal type things a little bit better. There's this thing that happens. Yeah, it's very much a food oriented thing. You're not sure how much this is Graham and how much of this is Melvin. But Melvin seems to think that giant dead rats are a great idea. No, buddy, I'm not sure that that's going to work with this one. I mean, we can try, but I just don't know. Billy is not convinced.
You said there was a that you saw that it had things. What kind of things were there?
Oh, so the item that we were looking for was a brooch. And we were able to see that from across the room. There are trinkets that seem old, largely geological. There are different pieces of rocks, different magical creatures that have expired. Kind of reminds me of the formaldehyde jars that you kept, and talking to Billy, things of that nature. Uh, and a handful of small, kind of shiny objects, things that I don't know that they looked valuable, but they were pretty. Um, and they're carefully made. So things that were made with care.
Paul,
Hmm.
I have. I don't know if favor is the right word, but would you be terribly offended if I was to give a present that you gave to me to this creature so that we might get in graces?
I don't know what offended means.
Would you be upset with me if I gave away something that you gave to me? If it
No,
was
it's
for this mission?
No, it's yours to give.
So Eden's gonna pull out the uh, that you made with all of the feathers from the creature that you plucked, the ostrich-looking thing you plucked.
Hmm.
He's gonna pull that out. Do you think it would care for this, or is it too gaudy?
Melvin goes, "Huh?" Well, he seems to think that it would like it. Cassia looks at it, and I'm honestly not sure, but it couldn't hurt.
It is as far as I am aware, a completely unique item. Nothing that I've ever seen.
I can honestly say I have also never seen anything like that before in my life. We can
So
try.
maybe a couple of things. So this something shiny.
Are we just giving? Are we? Is that? Are we planning on giving it stuff?
I think that's probably a good start, at least a show of good faith.
Sure. I mean, I don't have a lot, but I could give him my quote and my
Eden makes a tiny
rock.
face that Paul probably misses totally.
What was that?
Eden makes a like a micro expression that Paul probably misses entirely. But
Did you suggest something else too, Jason?
Yeah, I said I got a cloak and my rod.
So are we going to get rats, or was that for Melvin wanted them?
Can I speak Melvin with my speak with animals?
Ooh. Roll me. Roll me an animal handling to see. I know like the speak with animals doesn't necessarily require that, but this is a little bit different.
Nah, it's not a good roll. Just a 6.
I will say that you get decent Melvin impressions. It's not as clear as being able to speak with animals, but you get Melvin vibes real well. Like you
Okay.
might not know exactly what he's saying, but you get general impressions pretty well.
Okay. So am I getting the general impression that just Melvin just wants some rats?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Melvin.
we have a way to get him rats. Where are we gonna find rats?
Billy looks at you and like turns her head. Have you ever been to a place that didn't have rats?
Are there some big rats here?
I think so.
Oh, certainly. Like, if you know where to look, there are always rats.
I hear there
Great.
are some very large ones that hang out in fire swamps.
Oh, we
I
don't
don't
mess with
believe they
the large
exist.
ones. They're like the sapient ones. We have a very very good like treaties with them. We don't mess with the sapient ones. Once they start being about human size, you gotta you gotta know that there's a greater than normal shot that they. Although, I mean, you also gotta work for like the whole NEMBY thing. You, you gotta know. You can't just go about just hither, tither, and yon taking anything that looks like a rat.
Fair.
That's fair.
So I guess should I just take the the cloak and go make friends with this thing?
Perhaps is there somewhere in town we might acquire perhaps a magical nature that we could give as gifts?
Well, I mean, there's George's. He might have something else that you can get. Um,
Perhaps we make a short trip there and we plan on heading out after give you some time to rest.
I wouldn't. Oh, I wouldn't say no to that, but we should still make it quick. They are very powerful, and I would like for them to be someplace they are happy as soon as possible. Um, if they decide that they don't like existence, I don't think it would be particularly difficult for things to just stop existing.
So so this is Jason, not Paul, asking this question. Um, so are we like what's the general plan or vibe here? Because like are we trying to talk to this thing into convincing it to just leave this plane of existence, or like are we like what's the kind of what's everybody's thought process on this?
I mean, it has the phylactery. We need it to like willingly give us the phylactery, and then be willing not to like.
Oh, so it's like taken that environment that had that with it is what I okay, I see.
It pretty much folded everything that was its into itself and left.
All right. That's where my confusion went because in my head I was like, well, if we just leave it alone, can't we just go get the thing that we need since it's not there anymore? But I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's the catch. That's the catch. Oh, I did forget to mention, like, after smashing them into the walls, he did just like literally leave them all hanging in the air. Gravity stopped working around them, and they had to figure that out.
Okay,
Okay.
so say half an hour. We meet back here and plan on heading out. Is that okay, Billy? At Melvin, is that all right? Would you be able to?
He'll be tired, but he's got it in him. He's transported an entire like community of people once. He did not like it. He did not talk for a while, but
Him?
yeah, he's been a trooper a few times, but he'll be able to do that for us.
I mean, I can go right now if we're ready to go.
Well, actually, Paul, I was hoping. Can I ask a favor? Do you think you could find some rats?
Sure.
If you could do that, then we can grab some baubles, and then we meet back here. We give Melvin a treat. Before we go.
Sure. How many rats do you want?
As many as you can get in half an hour.
Okay. And I just run to wherever I think rats are. So I'm just gonna go down to the sewers or whatever, to the basement or wherever I think rats might be. Were there
I mean,
rats like in and
conveniently,
around the kitchen or the pantry area? Because I've spent a lot of time in there.
Oh no, Estiel would have a cow. No. There would be a few here and there, just kind of like behind the castle and things like that. Like it's a fairly clean place, but the nature of a subterranean society is you're gonna find some rats. So
Are there any cats around, like that are like in or around the castle that like I've noticed?
that's an excellent question. Evens or odds?
Let's go odds.
Odds. It is in fact odds. So yes, there
I
are some cats that you
go
have seen.
find the nearest cat and speak to the cat about where's the best place to find some rats around.
Lovely. So you see this really pretty kind of, what do they call that color? Brendel? Is that right?
I'm the wrong guy to ask about.
Bryn?
Oh, Brendel, like the kind of calico-y
Brown.
patchwork
Calico,
cats.
actually.
Calico. Yeah, okay, there you go. Calico. It's a really pretty interesting calico.
Red and black and white swatches.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, really it looks like a Frankenstein cat, but pretty. Um
Okay.
And so, yeah, you've got this uh this calico cat that you have seen kind of lanking around in the cottage area. There's also a bunny in that space that is very excited to see you, and is asking you over and over again, like, "Hey, are we gonna go? Are we gonna? Do I get to go on an adventure?"
Yeah, you ready to come? You can come with me right now.
I get to go on an adventure.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Um, so
yeah, come
what
on.
are we gonna do?
I pick him up. We gotta go. We gotta go catch a bunch of rats. Do you know where there's some rats?
Awesome. What?
Do you know where there's rats?
I know a few places with rats.
Then we need to go get some rats. We need. That's where we need.
Oh yes, this is all I've ever wanted.
Just a
All the
wild rat
cat.
chase. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I said I'm following you, buddy. Let's go.
Oh, cool. So Piff will hop and lead you to where the calico cat is. Because he always likes to hang out right where they tend to compost the waste for the castle. There are a couple of big compost stalls that have varying degrees of decay in them, and that is where this calico cat is hanging out. And you see it dart back, and you hear because you just have this feature turned on all the time, right?
I mean, it's a spell essentially that I can cast, but I don't know how to cast it. I just when I want to speak to animals, I essentially just do it. So like it is a magical ability, but it's not a magical ability I have any knowledge of being able to do it. I
Gotcha.
just believe that I can speak to animals.
Well,
So
since
how-
you're already in piff mode, you hear as the cat goes, "Damn it, get back here!" From behind the pins.
Did you lose it?
I know where it went, just can't quite reach.
You need some help?
Yes.
Can I reach it?
Uh, you're more dexterous about being able to grab the tail, so probably. Roll me a anything with dex would be fine. Sleight of hand, acrobatics.
Ooh, that's not a great roll. That's a 9.
Not quite. You felt the tail, and as soon as it realized that you felt its tail, it was like, nope.
Is it where? So is it like Is it like hiding in like a wall or something? Like where is it at?
Yeah, it's hiding kind of up against a wall in a crevice between these different stalls of the compost.
They're wooden stalls.
Yes,
How strong do those wooden stalls look?
they're strong, but you're stronger. They weren't built to be broken through.
Yeah, I tell the bunny and the cat, I was like, back up, this is going to get messy.
They both go wide-eyed
And with sheer force, I just grab and just rip to open up the space to be able to get to the rat.
nice. Roll me in athletics.
This one I will probably be better at.
Unless you roll a 1.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't roll a 1, but I only rolled a 6, so that's a total of 14.
Can I make a suggestion? Are you raging?
No, I'm not raging yet.
Okay, I was gonna say because I think that gives you an advantage.
Yeah, no, I'm not raging yet.
I mean, it's a compost stall. It's not like a vicious opponent or anything. A 14 is plenty high.
Yeah,
You
I just rip it open, grab the rat. So, and then I just hand it to the cat. It's like, do you know where more of these are? I need lots of these.
Come this way, and
Yes.
it darts.
I have found my new party, everybody. I'm leaving the rest of you. I'm just going to hang out with this bunny and this cat.
Rat catcher for the game.
Yep. So the cat leads you to a place that Thea is familiar with. Well, actually, did you guys go? I don't think so. There is a place that looks like it is made for, um, kind of looks like bowling, but not. It's bowling on a movable track where people get to run next to the track and shift the track and do these things that effectively make it like bowling plus pinball, but huge. So it's called Shoots, and this place is called Chugs Shoots. And there's apparently a fair rat population that hangs out like kind of behind the Shoots alleys.
All right.
There's a rat population by anywhere called Chugs.
Right?
In
There's
this
actually
world,
a
D&D
place
world.
here called Chugs, and there's probably rats there. It wouldn't surprise me. Not like in the
Yeah.
building, but there's
But around it,
probably
there's the
yeah,
field and stuff right around there. Absolutely.
there's probably rats there.
So I talked to my two companions. I said, all right, what's the plan? How do we get all these rats? We need lots of them.
Let me see how smart these. Oh, Piff is not the brightest. Oh, the cat's pretty smart though. Okay. So Piff Piff just kind of looks and hops a little bit. I can hop on top of him. I'll just hop and knock him out. Just hop right on their heads.
Okay, Piff, I'm going to try to chase them towards you, and then you hop on it and knock it out.
That sounds wonderful. And the cat just kind of looks at both of you like you're absolute idiots. And says, you could chase them into a box.
That is a fantastic idea.
You could lure them in with something they want to eat and scare them on the one side of the tracks, and then they would scatter here.
Do you have a box? Where can we find it?
The cat like slinks over, and there is a fairly sizable like crate behind the facility that it looks like probably they've ordered some kind of bowling ball things that came in this. It's a reasonably sizable crate that they could line up.
Okay, I take it.
All right.
Let's use this.
Roll me a perception.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's 18.
18. All right. So the cat is going to be guiding you through the bottom half of this course. This is active now. It's daytime. So this is an active course where there are balls being thrown and like kids running around and adults running around and like pulling all these levers and redirecting things. Um, so for the cat, probably pretty easy to navigate. For a Paul, it might be a little bit tougher. Maybe a
I
fun challenge, but it might
get
be a little bit tougher.
I get advantage on dexterity saves.
Awesome.
When
Very cool. I like it. I like it. All right. So you are so you're setting this up on one side and then you're going to chase him from the other direction.
Yep, that's the plan. Get him into the box.
All right. Do I wait in the box? Do I wait to hop him?
I don't know. I look at the cat. What do you think?
We defer to the cat.
No. It's not going to hop him to death anyway.
How do you
That's
trap
silly.
him? Oh, you know what you should do? You should stand on the box. And then when the rats are in the box, you can hop and push down the lid of the box.
You're a genius.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
I love that. Okay, we're gonna pause that. The rest of the crew, what are you up to? Going to George's?
We're on an adventure.
You're catching rats.
I'm having more fun than you guys are.
I mean, he found Chugs. Chugs is a pretty cool place.
Yes.
I honestly
he is,
want this
isn't he?
sport to exist. I spent some time making that sport the first go round when this place was created, and I want it to be real very badly. Okay. Magic.
We're not going to have a lot of time, so there's not a lot that I can do right now.
Okay.
So I'll probably just kind of sit wherever it was that Melvin was. Just find a place to sit down and try to rest, try to relax a little bit, but it's not going to do me much good.
Oh, so you're not going to come with us to George's?
Nah.
Oh, wait, we've been there before, too, haven't we?
Yes, you have.
Oh, wait. Because was his assistant the one? Like Billy's former apprentice?
So
No,
there was
never mind.
Tom that was George's apprentice. So you met him. Now there was Billy's former apprentice that was selling the potions that were questionable. She's
Right.
in Cannibal Cove.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. And you do see that they have a brooch of shielding. And let's see, where are we? And they also have a oh, this is a fun one. Sure. They have cast off armor.
I love cast off armor so much.
it's such a silly thing.
It's like
It
tearaway
makes me
pants,
laugh.
but for armor.
You just armor you
Exactly.
take off really fast.
Yep. You can just take a single action and go pretty much, "Whoa," and it just goes off. Just It makes me think of that scene from Bruce Almighty where he's getting undressed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's armor that does that.
Ah, that's cool.
And there are several other things like they do sell trinkets that Tools and Bell have made that are just like fun little magical looking toys that might not actually be magic beyond just some minor enchantments, some different things like that. Um, as far as what they have access to right now, those are the two main things, and then a lot of spell components. Um, Everything else would be probably less powerful than the things that you have.
So I'm not necessarily looking to be powerful. I'm
Fair.
looking for like, because she mentioned like unique to certain places like stones and things. So I'm looking for unique and like well crafted stuff more than powerful.
Ah, got you. Okay. So there would be some items that would just be for collectors that might not necessarily have huge magical abilities. Like it does appear that there is a beautifully handcrafted gin bottle. Um, DJ, not GI. Um, so I feel like I need to clarify that. So
Be careful taking that back by Eric.
right, like Eric does look actually a little bit off-put walking past it, but it is really beautifully crafted and it looks very uh very carefully made. Somebody took a lot of time and was very proud of their craft with that. Um there is also a Renethri made ring um that they said uh does carry some memory charms. It was charmed by someone in town to hold some memories, but that person has since uh passed and left their estate to different people, and this has been kind of gifted to them, or this is part of what is being sold off, and the other things have been gifted. Um, there is a really, really beautifully made clock that looks as though it was probably like Emerald City construction. Um, Very specific uh, green jade construction there. And
Can I ask what the memories that are hovering are? Are they like happy memories? Or
yes, so the memories that are here uh, are of a um, a woman who was reunited with her husband much later in life. After and it's Renethri, so they had been divided for a very long time and then reunited. You get the impression when you put this on and interact with this memory, this probably wasn't supposed to end up here. Like, this was probably one of the things that they meant to keep and it got shuffled off in a box and not given to the person that it was supposed to be for. But with the ages involved in these two people, like, those two people are certainly past.
is there a feeling attached? Like it is the memory, but is the like in interacting with the memory, is the feeling attached?
Like an Esben thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He wants that,
Okay.
and maybe the clock.
Okay.
Let's see.
Eric
How
is
many
glad you're
people?
not getting the gin bottle.
Uh, let's see. So me, Paul, Thea, Heffer, Thea. Was friend coming with?
Yes.
Ren. And okay. So I would probably no. I might actually have to get the gin bottle if there's not enough other things, because I want every member of the party to have something to gift.
So, how obvious is it that you're going through like counting people and items?
I mean, he's like doing it on his hands.
Ren will look towards you. Don't bother counting me. I have what I'm giving.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't wish to impose that on you. It's just something I feel like this would be a good faith.
I agree.
Okay.
It's not a bad idea, but you don't have to purchase anything on my behalf.
Okay, so then he goes back and starts counting from the beginning again. So without trying, four things. So the ring, and then 3 more things.
Let's see.
Are there enough like cool things that I don't have to get the gin bottle?
So there would be some other things, like the things that Tools and Bell make, are really interesting little trinkets, and there would be enough that you could do that without getting the gin bottle.
Okay, yeah. So I can do that. So I'm buying essentially 6 of these items of various sorts. How much is that going to run me? I'm assuming not cheap.
You assume what?
I assume that's not particularly cheap, since we're buying of looking.
So the um the clock is probably your most expensive item. So that one is labeled as 200 gold. Because the ring is only a light enchantment, that's only 2 gold. Like it's a memory charm. It's nothing that is super crazy. And while the ring is beautiful and Renethri made, um, it is it's a silver ring. The thing that makes it special, beyond just like it is beautiful, but it's just silver and it has a memory charm on it. So that's it. Um, each of the little tidbits from Bell and Tools would be, I'm going to say they try and make those accessible to younger people too. So, like a couple of them are 3 silver, one of them is 2 gold. And then the armor, the tearaway armor is, I actually have no idea what that should run. Uh, does it give me an amount? Breakaway armor. Where'd we go?
Is it breakaway or tearaway?
Tearaway, thank you. I was like, what? Where did it go? Oh, I think that's still wrong. What the heck is it?
Cast off armor.
Cast off armor. Like I just had it. Where did it go? Cast off armor. There we go. Did you give me an amount? Off armor price. Because it did not list an actual amount.
I Google searched and Assist is saying it's about 200 gold pieces.
Alrighty.
And that
Yeah.
comes from World Anvil and DungeonSports.com.
Okay, so I can't afford that one.
In seeing you doing all of this math, Ren just kind of looks over, is like, "Do you need me to get some of that?"
The Dungeon Master's Guide values it at 50 gold to 100 gold.
Yeah, I saw that too. So it's like an interesting discrepancy. So we'll say 100, since that's like,
Oh, then I can afford it.
okay, there we go.
I can't do 2, but I can do 1. Okay, so I'm looking at a total here. So basically 325-ish gold.
That sounds about right.
Okay. 2. Okay. So I will pay for all of that. Is it actually George here? Is there somebody else tending shop?
It's Tom. So George, you gather he is not past. He is apparently old as dirt, but you do gather that he is traveling currently to someplace interesting and has left Tom in charge of the shop. So you've only interacted to this point with Tom.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I just make that purchase, and then I'll look around at the rest of the party. Is anybody else? Thea, did you want anything that you are interested in, or?
No, I'm good. I'll give you the. I have 2 gold pieces. I'll give you
No,
the
no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So shall we run back then? I think we're on time.
Good deal. Back to Paul.
We wasted enough time with shopping. Let's get back to Paul.
Yes, let's find out what's happening with these rats, shall we? All right. So, you have arranged this box, and in my head, you can correct me if I'm imagining this wrong. In my head, it's kind of a larger version of the situation you see with cartoons where there's a little stick there that once things are in, you pull out the stick and then it falls.
Sort of, but Pip is in charge of getting the thing to close. So
Yeah. So he's gonna jump on it and the stick's gonna fall out and it's gonna close on the rats. Okay. So you have a well-arranged rabbit on top of a box, on top of a stick, at the bottom of an athletics course that looks like a raised pinball bowling thing. Dirt track, dirt course below that where people are running. And the cat leads you to the other side of this, where you can definitely see in between the tracks, there's this crawl space where they can do some maintenance work from that has definitely seen a lot of rat activities. There's a fair amount of tracks and crap and all of that good stuff.
okay, all right. How do I scare these rats out?
It's a good question.
What is like? How accessible are those areas to me?
Because you are small, reasonably accessible. Like there are holes where you could tell that they have probably nested and things like that. But the main thoroughfare is just about Paul-sized,
Okay.
conveniently.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position myself ready to basically dive into that area, and I'm going to go into a rage, scare out the rats, and essentially chase them down towards the box.
Awesome. All right. Roll me an intimidation check.
Okay. While I'm raging, would that give me advantage?
Absolutely.
Okay. Ooh, Uh, that's a 24.
Very nice. They did not roll high enough to resist that. Um, so with your yell, the funny thing is, there's also a lot of noise from either side because this is an active track right now. And as you got into position, a team just started their game on the other side of this wall. So you start screaming, and this is a different sound than what they're used to. And you can hear in your speak with animals spidey senses. Um, you can hear this. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And out from these little crevices and all of this, you see like probably a good 10, 12 rats come out into this little passageway. And there are some that don't quite make it out in time before they see you about to run back down through. So a few back down, but 10 to 12 of them start effectively being chased down this pathway. Um, Now you've got a clear route to the end of that pathway. To get them to the box, you will have to contend with the chugs tracks. Um, so you manage to scare them down the path into a narrow opening that allows them out onto the tracks. I would like for you to roll me a dex save.
That is a 25.
Oh, very nice. So this track overhead starts to you start hearing this rumbling up above you, and this kid that looks like about 15 years old and is just built like a tank comes running, does not even see you because he's so focused on the thing up above, grabs hold of this big rubber gasket looking thing and pulls back and like launches himself into it. You know those things on the pinball machines that the ball hits and it goes ka-ding?
Mm-hmm.
He's effectively like pulling one of these onto the track to deflect the ball into a different direction. And you manage to swing out of the way of his feet and like slide sideways before resetting your path and chasing after. You've got three more before you're able to get these rats all ushered into the box. You see Piff watching with like great elation. Roll me another dex save.
That's a natural 20.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
first
Very nice. Um, so you see another kid. Well, I want you to narrate what happens with that. There is a giant, like, lever that is about to be navigated by one of the other people on the course. That lever effectively creates a paddle motion into one of the lanes of the track.
And so that the paddle itself is something that I would be interacting with.
You could.
I want to basically, as I'm like moving towards trying to herd these rats, I want like as they shift into another direction, I slide into the paddle and use the momentum of the paddle to knock me to the opposite side and just use that momentum to essentially scare the rats back into the direction I want them to go.
Awesome. Very, very nice. That works beautifully. Okay. As this is happening, you hear from the second track, because at the end of the day, this is also a race. Like the teams are trying to interfere with the other track, um, and deflect the other ball so that their ball gets to the end of the track first. So it's also part like marble race, but huge. Um, the other team is trying to deflect one of the balls, comes crashing down, and there's this like kid that slides like they're sliding into home to swing around and pull a track to divert the other ball. Um, Give me one more save to see what happens here.
And that would be that's a 16.
You're able to do it. It's not quite as graceful as the two before, but you're able to pull that off just fine. Um, like as the kid slides and pulls that track into place, you, in all of your Paul shortness and dexterity, manage just to slide in between his legs and not absolutely just rack him. Um, you do just the right amount, just the right angle to manage to not hurt him, and he is super surprised by this for a second. You kind of see he doesn't notice that you're there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Whoa!" And you are able to continue on and chase these rats under the box. Where Piff, he rolled a good strength check. It's a good firm hop, and he is able to close the box over 12 rats.
Yes! Oh, go team! I high five this.
Heck yeah! He'll. Well done.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good job, everybody.
Excellent
Good
job.
call.
12 rats acquired.
So I scoop up the box and keep it nice and the lid closed. And all right, let's go deliver these rats.
Yeah! And the one that the cat has already killed, it just goes back, picks up, and slinkily follows you back with your strange little party of animals to to the castle. Um, you guys all reconvene. Eric did look really, really concerned about that bottle. He was kind of displeased with the fact that that existed there, um, but has mostly pulled himself together now. Um, Ren tells him that at some point he will have to explain how those work because he's never actually asked. Um, so that is a conversation that apparently they'll be having later. Is there anything, like I'm seeing for you guys, it is almost midnight. Um, so is there anything that you guys would like to do? We can save the big journey through Melvin until next go round.
I want to deliver the rats to Melvin and then get a like bring the Piff and the cat and to the like kitchens and be like, we need ale and we need food. We are celebrating a victory.
Awesome. So Melvin is delighted with your rat sacrifice. Each one, it's like the spaghetti slurp, uh, like the little tail. Uh,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of a happy dance with the bag. It's a very happy moment for Melvin. He's just such a happy boy. There's a little bit of what would be a rump shake if a bag had a rump. Um, and there is definitely some purring involved. It's a little unnerving seeing him eat because, like, you have been through this mouth before into tunnels that have just transported you through space. Um, and when it opens its mouth this time, knowing that a snack is coming in, it's almost like a pit of rows of teeth as far as you can see. At which point you realize that at any given point that it wanted to, that could be you. So it's nice to have these things on your side. Um, because Melvin could pretty much just eat all of space if it wanted to. So, you know, there's some small existential crises happening for the people who have not become used to this by this point in their lives. Billy is utterly unfazed. Ren has known this bag long enough that it is not so much an issue. Eric seems a little unsettled by the idea, but doesn't want Melvin to find out that it's unsettling to him, so just, kind of gives him all the good scritchies too. Um, and when you guys go into the kitchens, are you requesting this or are you just looking for this?
No, you know what? I burst into there with Tiff on my shoulder and the cat next to me, and say, we need food, we need drink, we are celebrating a victory today.
You hear the light padding of feet as Admira comes around the corner, looking very confused. Food and drink? What are we celebrating?
A victory, a mighty victory that we have had today.
A mighty victory?
Yes.
Well, congratulations. I will get you. What would you like to eat?
I look at Tiff and the cat, and I ask them in cat and bunny language.
I love this. Piff Piff looks and says, "Bok choy."
And I turn and say, Bug Joy.
Bug choy. Bok choy. Bok choy. I understand. Okay, bok choy. The cat just kind of obviously salmon.
Salmon.
Salmon. And you?
But I will have the same.
Salmon and
Bok choy and salmon. Very well. And some beverages. She looks at the cat and the rabbit. Like, am I getting booze for the cat and the rabbit? And beverages. She unlocks the padlock that has been installed since your arrival. Goes back and grabs a couple of bottles of different things to mix for you, and comes back out, puts the padlock back on, and then mixes you a kind of a red-orange drink that has a nice citrus kick with a little bit of heat to it, actually. There's a little bit of chili something going on in there. And it's a very pleasant and quite strong liquor. So she'll mix that for you. Put a tiny thimble of it on the floor because she does not know how smart it is to give alcohol to these animals, but like you seem adamant. And then we'll begin to cook you some salmon and some bok choy in a fabulous way. Like, it's well seasoned, everything is just, but salmon and bok choy for the 3 victorious adventurers.
Yep, and we will celebrate and we will eat, and I will sing songs in Bunny and Cat.
Excellent. Excellent. Anything that anybody else would like to do? Cool.
You guys hear in the background, like, distantly, meow, 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 meow.
The Meow Mix theme songs. I love it. Well, we will plan on picking up there and having you save the world from the son of mass next go round. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to at this point until after June. What's everybody